We begin with questions about how the BVI can contribute more to feeding itself. Here's my sit-down with Junior Minister of Trade, Marlon Penn. The BVI has had a long-standing challenge regarding food security. Yes, there are local farmers, but there simply aren't enough of them. And so the territory largely relies on imported fresh produce. But every now and again, those produce take too long to arrive for whatever reasons, and so there's a shortage of them on the shelves. So I sat down with Junior Trade Minister Marlon Penn to find out what are some of the solutions to this problem of food security in the BVI.
As a government, we've made a commitment to support the local farmers. We've committed in the House just recently to move forward the process with the greenhouses, because we believe that if managed properly and implemented properly, they could be useful in terms of achieving the whole issue of food security. We're also looking at the whole issue of fishing as one of our economic pillars, and so to make fishing more sustainable in a way that now we only provide fishing fish for a local population, but the opportunity for export of fish products to the Caribbean region or even beyond the Caribbean.
Minister Penn says that discussions are underway between the government and several parties regarding the long-awaited greenhouses in Paraquita Bay.
There's money in the budget to sort of finalize the whole development of those greenhouses, to put the infrastructure in place, to get them operational. I think once we're to that point, the minister discussed that there are discussions with some companies locally and externally to sort of get them up and running. Part of the greenhouse would be for educational purposes that he mentioned, to sort of train person at the college level about how to operate and the potential to have persons running and developing and growing crops within the greenhouse. So that there's that opportunity. But we're committed. We're committed to making the greenhouses functional, to make them work, and we're also committed to the traditional farming and find a way to help offer support to the traditional farmers. We've had discussions about the issue of water for the farmers. We've discussed amongst us in the caucus how we could divert water from the Bywater plant in Paraquita Bay back up to Paraquita Bay to support the farmers in that issue of water and providing water for not just the greenhouses but the traditional farmers in the area, livestock farmers as well.
Now, what are some of those solutions to ensuring that the BVI has enough local produce to consume? Minister Penn says young people are key to resolving the farming issues by getting them involved not just in farming but also in the fishing sector.
We have to find a way to get the younger person involved in farming. I think with the greenhouse and through the technological way how greenhouses work, it's an opportunity to sort of spark the interest of our entrepreneurs to say, look, this is an entrepreneurial opportunity for me to grow and develop food produce in an innovative way. One of the areas that we at Trade could assist is through the whole issue of bringing awareness to what other possibilities are from a business point of view. And we need to look at all industries, not just construction, technology, financial services, but even farming. If there are opportunities in farming, we have to figure out how can we get our local population to exploit those opportunities and create opportunities for themselves and create jobs, and the whole issue of food security would be a thing of the past.
Do you think young people, especially young people of modern day society who are so into gadgets and fast money making, can be really convinced to see that there's much more to farming and fishing than just going out there and throwing out a line or getting your hands dirty?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's possible. I mean, when you look at the methodologies that are used now to do fishing and the farming, is all technologically driven. I think it's an opportunity now to expose our young people, our young entrepreneurs, to those technologies and a more efficient way of doing the craft. It might be someone who probably never thought about fishing, but they just have an entrepreneurial spirit. You expose them to the idea, you expose them to the process, and then you'll be surprised how they will thrive in terms of creating that innovation that we need in the fishing industry. I am one of those persons who often believe that fishing is our next pioneer in terms of economic growth, because we have so much potential in terms of the wide scope of different fish species that we have here. But the reef system that we have one of the largest barrier reefs in the Caribbean, the entire Caribbean region. And I think we have persons who are coming and exploiting those fish resources, and we're not getting the benefit from it. And the whole issue of farming, not just from farming from the produce side, but it's fish farming. There's issues, there's a potential for lobster farms, there's issues to farm salmon and all the different species of fish that we farm right here in our ponds. So there's so many opportunities for fishing. I mean, they're endless. I know the minister has set up a council to look at the issues surrounding fishing. With I think Saran Potter is the head of that council. And the whole idea is to form a co-op with the fishing community